Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, Ollie's, The Palace Lounge, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, and the Mountaineer Grill and Pub.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Good evening from a festive Hedgesville High School for West Virginia High School boys basketball tonight on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman is John Alderton. Back at the studio, it's Nick Verzolini. As our pregame show brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons. Hedgesville tonight, playing host to St. James. Hedgesville 3-1 overall. St. James 2-7. JV action currently going on. A minute left in quarter number 4. Hedgesville up by 4 as well as we get ready for varsity action 20 minutes after the conclusion of this JV game. Dylan, we got to see Hedgesville already this year. First 2 games of the season for them. They went 1-1 in those games in their tip-off tournament. But since then, 2-0 with wins over Berkeley Springs and Preston in dominating fashion.
Right, those are 2 games that you expect Hedgesville to win in dominating fashion, no matter what their team looks like year to year. So those are the kind of games that you can use as a sort of get-right game after you lost to Idea in the tournament the other weekend. So it's good for them to get on track in that case. And I think that Hedgesville has a pretty good team that they have this year, because you look at Tay Wilmer and Xavier Kirk at the guard spots, and those guys can put up a lot of points for them, and then they can also work the ball inside to Quincy Pittsnoggle, who had himself a big game in one of those games in that game against Idea. But the only thing was, you had the other team on the other side shooting absolutely insane percentages from three-point range. It just wasn't a game that you're going to be able to win a lot of times when something like that happens. But I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about, at least at this point in the season. They're still trying to figure out the rotation with a lot of new faces coming in and playing a lot bigger roles than they have before. But I think it's promising. You got, like I said, Wilmer and Kirk and Pittsnoggle is a really solid core from them to work off of.
Yeah, that's definitely Hedgesville's big 3. However, we haven't really seen anybody else step up to add some depth to this team, and that's something that down the stretch you're going to need to see. So let's see tonight if we see anybody else do so. On the other side, though, St. James, team that record-wise not looking the best, 2-7 overall, 1-0 in their conference. But being a private school in Hagerstown, they play a very tough schedule. Schools that have a lot of talent around the region, so you can't just look at their record alone. It's going to be a hard-fought matchup tonight for Hedgesville going up against St. James, as they have guys that throughout history have really excelled at basketball. This year's team, a lot more athletes on other aspects, mostly lacrosse, a few guys that also have some football offers, including their leading scorer, Jaden Yates, who was all-conference quarterback in football. They have a guy at 6'7". He's committed to Maryland for lacrosse. That's Trevor Owens, so it'll be interesting to see how Owens fares tonight down low. Expect him and Pittsnogle to be matched up a good amount tonight.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a fun one. St. James has kind of a tradition of having those athletes, that, especially in basketball. I mean, Jaden Yates is from Charlestown, funny enough, and they have a couple of players from Charlestown. But then you go and you see they get players from everywhere. They have 3 players from China. They have a player from Sao Paulo, Brazil, a player from Singapore, and you know, guys, a guy from Houston, Texas. So that sort of talent, they can get it from all around the country, all around the world, to bring guys in. A handful of years ago, I know around the time that we were in a high school, that they had Obi Anechionya, who ended up going to Temple University, play basketball, and was a good player there. So St. James is always a team that you got to worry about when you see them on their schedule, even if it's a down year. But like you said, they play a very tough schedule.
Expected to be a good matchup tonight right now. JV, it looks like all signs pointing towards Hedgesville hanging on here, getting the win in JV action as a timeout was just called. Only a few seconds left. It's now an 8-point lead, 45-37 for Hedgesville over St. James. So let's step aside, take our first 2-minute break of the Parsons Ford countdown to tip-off. You're tuned into West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
Hi, I'm Lori.
And I'm Dave. It's hard to believe, but Bechtel Jewelers is going out of business. Before we close, you can save up to 80% off our entire inventory of gold, diamonds, watches, even unique estate jewelry.
Everything in our inventory must go. And now we've taken deeper discounts store-wide. So help Santa out early this year and visit Bechtel Jewelers before it's too late.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. JV action has finally concluded as the Eagles did hang on to get the victory over St. James. Now both varsity teams have taken the floor and began warm-ups. Let's now get into tonight's coaches' interviews, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the eastern Panhandle. Fast, fresh, friendly, Rock's. Now joined by the head coach of St. James, Kevin Breslin. Coach, your team off to a 2-7 start, but through the early part here of the season, what have you learned about your team so far?
Yeah, we're really excited about the group that we have, and there's a lot of guys who haven't played varsity basketball here in the States before, so we've had an adjustment period playing against some really good competition and a lot of prep schools thus far that thinks we makes us more ready for our upcoming competition, and the kids really get that and buy into that process.
As you mentioned, a lot of your team haven't played before in the United States. What is it like having that opportunity to teach them the
different, I guess, varieties of how it's played over here compared to overseas?
Yeah, St. James is just a unique place for the way that we bring people from so many places together. So having a lot of kids, some of them from the Panhandle, some of them from Hagerstown, and mixing with kids from Brazil and from Singapore and China, it's like a meeting of a lot of people with a lot of different ideas about basketball. So sometimes coming here, seeing a place with cheerleaders and a broadcast like this, it's new and the bright lights are big for them. But we've got a good group that really likes each other, so they really helped each other grow in our first 9 games.
On the court, what have been some of the positives that your team's really shown as a strength so far?
We've got a couple guys who bring a lot of physicality to the game, and some of that is they're not basketball first players, but the kids who primarily play lacrosse or football for our team have made a big impact, mainly Trevor Owens, our center, who really is not afraid to bang with anybody, and when you're going up against a really talented kid like Hedgesville has in the middle, we need somebody that can be that physical presence for us.
And then on the other side, kind of more negatively, what are maybe some still things that you feel like your team needs to grow in and get better at so far here early on?
We like to try to play fast, but we shoot a little too quickly. So we're taking some early shots, especially from the 3, that we'd love to see us be a little more patient in the half-court offense. If we have a chance to run, we want to do it, but recognizing those situations as a young team has been hard for us.
You guys take on Hedgesville tonight. What have you seen from them so far?
Well, you got a phenomenal coach, right, who's really a legend in our area, and Coach Church, a guy who's won a state championship and runner-up and been here a long time. That nothing but respect for them, and they're going to be unbelievably disciplined and play harder than any other team. So we've just got to match their intensity with some really good guards, some seniors that they have, and then a big kid in Quincy who's got a lot of potential and is really starting to fill that in the early season so far.
What do you feel like your team needs to key in on to get the win tonight?
I think if we can take care of the basketball and we can rebound, we're going to be in a good shape to be right there with them at the end of the game and hopefully pull out a win.
All right, Coach, best of luck tonight. Appreciate the time as well.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Now joined by the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Kelly Church. Coach Church, your team off to a 3-1 start. What have you liked so far on the floor from the Eagles?
Well, I'd like to think we're getting better defensively every day. It's the thing we emphasize the most in practice, and we've worked pretty hard at it. So as the season progresses, hopefully we continue to grow. But obviously our rebounding's been pretty good, but just our willingness to guard longer than 15 seconds in high school basketball anymore. I think if you guard really, really hard for 15 to 20 seconds, by then almost everybody's already shot the ball, so it just becomes about rebounding. So again, we talk about all the time, we think our defensive execution has to be as good or better than our offensive execution.
And with that has to come great conditioning for your team. Just talk to us about how well you feel like they are at this point being conditioned out there to be able to have that lockdown defense for almost an entire game.
Well, it's not even just obviously we work pretty hard. We work hard in the weight room, our off-season stuff. We're one of the few teams that go at 5:45 in the morning on a regular basis. But it's not just that. It's not your physical conditioning. It's you're mentally willing to do it. Sometimes in today's world, to get everybody wants everything instantly. Kids want instant gratification. They want to do everything in a hurry, and so we're not the most talented team. We're not going to outscore people. If we want to have a chance to win games, we're going to have to sit in the stance and be willing to guard. And hopefully teams will be impatient and play quick against us. And some teams like to play that way. So it kind of becomes a battle of what's going to happen. Are you going to be able to get stops, or are they going to speed you up? So right now we've done a pretty good job. I mean, we don't necessarily score as many points as some other teams, but we think we do a pretty good job on the defensive end.
On the floor in those 4 games, what do you feel like have been some of the early strengths that you've seen from your team?
Well, and again, everybody has things they like to run and like to do. By the time we get to EPAC play, everybody's going to know everything about everybody. So it doesn't become about, do you know what the other team's going to run? It's like, do you have the ability to stop it? You know, and it says a lot about our coaches in our area and how hard everybody works. So, you know, nothing's going to come easy. So, you know, you take these early games to try to prepare and get your teams ready to play the league games that happen right after Christmas. So, you know, we're still, you know, we got kids playing major minutes in varsity basketball games that and some of them played a little bit of minutes in some JV games. So there's a big difference. So getting our kids to be comfortable, man, comfortable on the defensive end, comfortable on the offensive end, playing hard together, that becomes our biggest thing. Just start to be comfortable in your role, you know, and then whatever your role is, star in your role.
Tonight you guys get to host St. James out of Hagerstown, school that's able to recruit from around the entire globe. Just talk about the opportunity to have your team experience going up against guys from Brazil, China, and even here locally as well.
Well, you know, part of it becomes about who's the coach at the other school. You know, for me, Coach Breslin's a great guy, and he, you know, he played for Koki at Goretti. His team's going to be really, really well coached. You know, and he's a good person who coaches kids the right way. And so for our kids, it becomes a great opportunity to play against, like you said, in some cases, some kids who have pretty big aspirations basketball-wise after high school. And so just a unique experience against, you know, again, a really, really well-coached team, but also just a, you know, like St. James is a, everybody can talk about but they can recruit. I mean, they can. Obviously, it's part of how schools work if you're a private school. But it's a great institution. I mean, if you go to St. James, you know, you're going to go to a pretty good college, regardless of if you play basketball or not. So a ton of respect for their kids and what they do every day, and you know, excited to have the opportunity to play.
They're off to a 2-7 start. What have you seen from them, though, on the film?
Well, you know, one, they played a really, really hard schedule. So, you know, their 2-7 start is, you know, maybe not indicative of how talented they are. You know, and they play like, you know, we saw them against Oakdale, and Oakdale's a really, really good, you know, basketball tradition every year. And, you know, the game goes down to the wire. So, you know, they're going to try to speed us up. I know that. They're going to play a bunch of different defenses, you know, and that's going to be a test for our guys because, you know, are we going to be able to adjust to teams changing defense on the fly, you know, numerous times? You know, that's going to be a difficult task for us. So hopefully we'll, you know, again, great experience for us to have to adjust and grow up a little bit, you know, along the way.
What does your team need to execute to get the win?
We got to play at our pace, not theirs. Doesn't mean you never go quick and you never attack, but you know, you can't every time they pressure you can't decide you're going to shoot in 5 seconds. If we do that, not only will tonight be a long night, but it's going to be a long year. We have to play at our pace, not theirs. And again, attacking opportunities when they're there, but not let this turn into a we're just going to rob them down. We're not that kind of team, and if that happens, it's a long night for us.
Anything else, Coach?
No, I just, whatever your religious beliefs are, I hope you have a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, and I thank you guys very much for coming and doing this, and appreciate it, and good luck to all the teams in the Panhandle.
Appreciate the time. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was our coaches' interviews brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. We'll step aside and take another 2-minute break here on the Parsons Ford Countdown to Tip-Off. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School as we continue the Parsons Ford countdown to tip off. About 7 minutes away between St. James and Hedgesville boys basketball action here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Dylan Bishop. John Alderton's our cameraman. Back at the studio is Nick Varzolini. You'll hear from him at halftime and post-game with some scores from around the area and take a quick look around the area. A lot of teams here on the boys' side looking very good so far starting off the year. This weekend, 2 big wins for Spring Mills and Musselman over Parkersburg South, as Parkersburg South, the state runner-ups from last year. So all 6 teams winning records, and it looks like it's going to be a great year of basketball in the Eastern Panhandle.
Right, until we get some sort of, common opponents that the results are very different, it's going to be hard to really judge who stands out above the crowd until these teams start playing each other. I think obviously we expect Jefferson to be in the pole position, but this could really go any way. Musselman bringing back so many of their players from last year and being more successful. Hedgesville is still Hedgesville, even if they lost a lot of their players from last year. They've clearly shown that they've had other people step up. Spring Mills still has Cam Thomas, it's really, and then again Washington too, and Martinsburg. They've had some different, players come in for this year that I think will make a big difference for them. We were with Chet Gore at Washington, Keyshawn Cheek at Martinsburg. I think that any of these teams really has a chance. I think Musselman has the experience, Hedgesville has the coaching, and Martinsburg has a lot of potential, and Spring Mills, they both do when it comes to talent. But again, I think it'll come back to see, Jefferson brought back most of their team, and they were really successful, that someone's going to have to prove that they're better than Jefferson if they want to say that they're the top team in the EPAC.
Yeah, I think Nick earlier on the Sports Mix today made a great point that, yes, every team you can look at, and there's definitely stars. So once EPAC play does come around, it's going to come down to who has the depth and who have guys that can step up on those given nights to help out those stars for all 6 schools, and that's going to be the team that comes out on top. Let's now get into tonight's keys to the game, as the key to your next car is at the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing.
I think for St. James that the key for them is going to be ball movement, because Hedgesville plays really tough defense. That's sort of their whole thing. That's what they, build their team around. No matter who leaves in a given year, you can teach good team defense in the end, and no matter who your players are. As long as you have some athletes out there, they can move around and quickly get to the ball. And that's what Hedgesville often does. So they're going to have to really spread the ball around, because I think kind of in the same vein for Hedgesville, I think the key for them is to slow down Jaden Yates, the top scorer, over 17 points a game so far this year for Yates. Guy out of Charlestown, He was all conference in basketball, all conference as a quarterback in football. That's just a guy that's an athlete. He goes out and, in the very least, these two sports, and he just has success. You see that at the high school level all the time. There's just some kids that they can translate between sports. They just have that it factor about them, that athleticism. And I think that Yates is going to be that guy. And if they can get the ball out of his hands, slow him down, make him take tough shots, they can sort of, try to spread the ball around to those other players. Trevor Owens is going to be a tough matchup down low for Quincy Pittsnoggle, but I think those guys are going to go back and forth, tightly contested the entire game. But I think if you can slow down the perimeter game of Yates, then I think Hedgesville can have a lot more success tonight.
All eyes in the Eastern Panhandle on tonight's game. See some players on the far side of the court from Spring Mills to our right, and attendants trying to scout future opponent of Hedgesville, as well as to our left, the coaching staff of Washington High School, who's off to a tremendous start, 4-0 for the first time in a decade. Coach Miller and his staff in attendance getting ready for tonight's matchup as well. We'll now get into tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call them at 304-263-4343. We'll start with the visitors from St. James coming into tonight's contest, 2-7 overall, 1-0 in its conference, coached by Kevin Breslin. Starting for St. James is number 0, Lorcan Heineman, number 1, Christian Gladchuk, number 10, Blake Main, number 22, Trevor Owens, and number 23, Jaden Yates. So they'll go with 4 guards and a center. Starting tonight for Hedgesville, 3-1 overall, coached by Kelly Church. You have the 6'1" junior, number 3, Xavier Kirk. The 6'1" junior, number 11, Landon Pence, getting the start tonight. 5'10" senior, number 12, Tay Wilmer, also starting tonight. The 5'10" junior, number 21, Noah Brown, and rounding out the starting 5 for Hedgesville, the 6'9" senior, number 24, Quancy Pittsnoggle. Both teams head over to their benches to get ready for the national anthem and the public address for the starting 5 as well. The clock winding down. Everybody's ready to go. We'll step aside, take our final 2-minute break of the Parsons Ford countdown to tip-off, and then we'll get you set for tonight's game between St. James and Hedgesville. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Again, we are back in 2 minutes.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the Committee to Re-elect Craig Blair.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Look and feel your best this year. WVU Medicine Plastic, Cosmetic, and Reconstructive Surgery Martinsburg offers a variety of procedures to enhance your appearance. Board certified by the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, Dr. Jack Gelman specializes in tummy tucks, breast augmentation and lifts, liposuction, body contouring, arm and thigh lifts, Botox, and filler injections. WVU Medicine Plastic, Cosmetic, and Reconstructive Surgery. Financing options are available. Call 304-350-3274.
Welcome back to the Gilbert B. Miller Center at Hedgesville High School as the lights slowly go down. The strobe lights come on. It's time for the Hedgesville Eagles to take the floor. Here they come in the all-white uniforms. The bench first call out the starting five. Again, starting for Hedgesville, you have Kirk, Pence, Wilmer, Brown, and Pittsnoggle. For the St. James Saints, it is Hindman, Gladchuck, Main, Owens, and Yates. Dylan, what are you most excited for in tonight's matchup? Give us your final thoughts before we get to opening tip.
Well, St. James is always an interesting group to see out on the basketball court. With the people that they bring in from all around the world to play basketball and other sports and just go to school there. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. It's always kind of a mystery box with St. James, see exactly how good they are. But we know that they have a couple of star guys, and we'll see how Hedgesville does against them and see who's going to stand out for Hedgesville past those three guys: Wilmer, Kirk, Pittsnoggle. Zandon Gainey had a really good game, I thought, against Broadford and Christian Academy. We'll see if he's that kind of guy, if there's anybody else like a Noah Brown that steps up for them.
Yeah, Gainey not getting the start tonight, but was told from Coach Church that he will be the first, most likely, off the bench to be that sixth man coming in for Hedgesville as the lights turn back on. The Hedgesville carpet taken off to the far left side of the court, and we'll get ready for opening tip-off, brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. It is the St. James Saints in their maroon and white uniforms, the white letters on the front and back, also outlined in black and white stripes on the side. And again, for Hedgesville, the white uniforms with the Eagle logo on the front, blue numbers on the front and back, with the Ville at the top of the numbers on the back side of the uniforms. Pittsnoggle will jump for Hedgesville. It looks like Owens will jump for St. James. And the tip goes out of bounds. Last touch by Owens, so Hedgesville will start with possession. It will be an inbound for the Eagles to the right side of the score table. Wilmer getting the inbound now, passing to his right side for Brown. Brown back to Wilmer. Back to Brown at the right wing. They'll now switch around and give it to Kirk, trying to pass it over to the left side. Getting it to Brown. Brown drives into the baseline, kicks it out to the wing. Pass bobbled by Pence. He's able to scoop it in and now pass to his left side for Brown, who gives it back to Pence. Pence now running the point, giving it to Wilmer. Wilmer back for Pence. Back to Wilmer. It's now Kirk. To the left side they go. Pump fake. Down low now from Wilmer to Pittsnoggle. Goes with the left-handed shot. It's no good, but Kirk gets the rebound and puts it in for two. And with 7:15 in this first quarter, it's a 2-0 lead for Hedgesville.
Hedgesville coming out playing against St. James's 3-2 zone, which is something you have to be patient against. And Hedgesville is more than happy to be patient on the offensive side.
Yates driving into the left side. Fadeaway jumper off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Pittsnoggle. It's now Wilmer bringing it up the court for Hedgesville. He'll pass it to the right side for Pence. Pence down low for Kirk. Kirk tries to drive in and go up for a shot, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. Clock stops with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in quarter number 1. That's the team first of the quarter. Foul for Owens of the St. James Saints.
Let's see. Ethan Elliott already checking in, and checking in for Pittsnoggle, who looks like, I mean, that has to be he's getting checked out by the trainer. Let's see what happens with that, but Pittsnoggle goes to the back, away from the bench.
First free throw from Kirk up and around the rim. It's no good. Still examining to the left side to see how Pittsnoggle's doing. It looked like he was limping off the floor for Elliott coming in. The second free throw by Kirk. Off the front of the rim, no good. Tipped around and a whistle blown as a foul called against Hedgesville.
Foul called Eagles, number 11, Landon Pence.
Pence gets called with a foul. That's his first, team first for Hedgesville. Still 2-0, 6:49. Clock winding down here in the first quarter. St. James basketball. It's Yates passing to Gladchuck. Gladchuck back to Yates at the top of the key. He's looking for somebody now. Will dribble with his left hand to the left side. Picking up his dribble and passing it to the right for Owens. Owens at the left elbow pivots. Passes to the right for Gladchuck at the wing. He pump fakes. Now trying to create some space. Instead passes it to Hyman at the left side. And his dribble gets tipped out of bounds by Pence of Hedgesville. It'll be St. James ball.
See, Xavier Kirk is drawing the assignment on Jaden Yates to start things out. Doing well against him so far, but
Yates left corner 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Ball tipped around. They say it's last touch by St. James, so it'll be Hedgesville ball as the Saints now will set up a full court press on the Eagles inbound. Inbounded to Wilmer. Wilmer gets double teamed, so he goes to Elliott. Elliott tries to pass it for Kirk on the opposite side of the floor, but it goes behind Kirk and out of bounds into the score table.
Yeah, Elliott just didn't step into the pass. He tried to throw it from a standing position. It was kind of an awkward angle for him.
Inbound to Maine. Maine now dribbles to the left elbow, passes it down low for Yates. Reverse layup up and good. We're now tied 2-2 with 6 minutes in this first quarter. Ball around up the floor, breaking the press. It's Elliott to Pence. Pence now dribbles out of the right corner over towards midcourt, passing it to the top of the floor for Wilmer on that front court side. Wilmer passing it to Kirk. They swing it to the left side for Pence, who goes down low to Elliott, and Elliott lets it slip through his hands, off his leg, and out of bounds. Another Hedgesville turnover, St. James ball.
You can already see on the last possession for St. James, they're trying to work with Yates off the ball as opposed to making him dribble quite as much, and that's how he got the 2 points.
Glanchuk with the three-pointer for St. James, no good, and Hedgesville quickly goes up the floor, and another turnover as a pass too far ahead of the outstretched arms to Wilmer.
Pittsnoggle's back there.
Yeah, Pittsnoggle comes back in now for Hedgesville. Good sign for him as he was limping off the court earlier.
As soon as he walked back to the bench, he looked at Coach Church, gave him a thumbs up, so he went right to the scorer's table.
St. James ball, 5:18 left in this first quarter. It's 2-2 between St. James and Hedgesville. Maine with the ball, dribbling, guarded closely by Hedgesville's Brown. He'll now hand it over to Gladchuck. Gladchuck bounce passes it for Owens. Owens drives the paint, and he gets called with an offensive foul. 5 minutes and 2 seconds left in this first quarter. It becomes Hedgesville ball.
Hedgesville's been sloppy with the ball so far, passing.
Quick correction, they called a travel violation instead of an offensive foul. And another turnover here trying to break the press. Pittsnoggle passed it behind Wilmer. The timing just right now off for Hedgesville.
Yeah, the player, they're just not on the same page out there. I mean, it's early in the season.
Yates inbounding it for St. James, passing it into the paint for Gladchuck. Gives it over to Yates, and his jumper from the right elbow's up and in. Yates now with 4 points, giving St. James the 4-2 lead over Hedgesville.
Yates has some hops. He can get up on those jump shots. Makes it easier for him.
Wilmer gets the pass from Kirk. Now push it up into the front court on the offensive side for Hedgesville. Swung around to the left side in the corner. Wilmer's double teamed, now triple teamed, and they call him with a travel as he tried to pass it in to the left elbow for Kirk. But another Hedgesville turnover here in quarter number 1. Maine, the Yates, quickly passes to the right for Hindman, who now goes down low for Maine, kicking it out to the left corner. It's Yates. Yates dribbles to the elbow, passes it down low for Owens, and Owens' shot no good, rebounded by Hedgesville.
It's a good pass by Yates. Just couldn't get the finish.
Brown breaks midcourt, passes to Wilmer. Wilmer thought about the three, decides not to take it. Gives it over for Gainey. Gainey to Wilmer, left corner, three off the side of the rim, no good, rebounded by Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle down low to Kirk, and he'll bank it in. We're tied back up now at 4 apiece.
Nice.
3:52 in this first quarter.
Nice pass right off the rebound by Pittsnoggle to find Kirk right away.
So far it's Yates and Kirk matching points at 4-4. Maine, the Yates. Yates to Owens, back to Yates. Yates at the top of the key, pump fakes, now dribbles between his legs, picks up his dribble, passes to Hyman. Hyman goes down low to Maine. Maine from the right baseline, jumper is good. 6-4 now, St. James in the lead. It's Kirk being cornered now as St. James continuing with that full court press. It's finally broken by Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle passes behind him, the stripe. It's now Brown from Wilmer, giving it to Gainey. Gainey to Pittsnoggle through the legs of Kirk. To Brown, wide open three for Wilmer. Tay Wilmer gives Hedgesville the lead, 7-6 from the left wing. It's Maine now for St. James, passing to Yates. Yates for Owens at the right elbow. His jumper shot up off the back of the rim, no good, rebounded by Gainey. And he gives it to Brown, who will push pace up the floor for Hedgesville. Now Brown bounce passes to the right side for Gainey. Gainey gets double teamed, finds Pittsnoggle, finds Wilmer, pump fake, left corner, three-pointer, and another one is made by Tay Wilmer. Back-to-back threes, making it 10-6 here with 2:20 to go in this first quarter. Hedgesville up by 4 on St. James.
They're finding the right spots in the zone. They're getting the ball where it needs to go. Find the weak spots in it.
Gladchuck with it at the top of the key, picks up his dribble, passes to the right side for Yates. Yates drives to the elbow, stops, pivots around, gives it to Owens. Owens drives in against Pittsnoggle, and it's rejected off the glass. Wilmer sees that he can try to go coast to coast and finds Gainey at the right block, and Gainey puts it off the glass and in, and it's now 12-6. Hedgesville getting hot. St. James calls a timeout with 1:52 in this first quarter. We'll take the 30-second break with them. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball. Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Welcome back. 12-6, Hedgesville leads St. James, 1:52 to go in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Field & Sons, family-owned. Full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving our area since 1880, as well as CMA's Honda of Winchester at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. St. James after the timeout with the inbound ball with Oliveto. Oliveto drives in, passes to the left side for Yates. Yates over to the corner for Hindman. They quickly swing it to the top of the key, down low for Owens. His first shot got blocked, but he gets his own rebound, and the second one is in, making it 12-8.
Pittsnoggle with 2 blocks already. It's tough to get things by him over there, even with Owens being 6'7".
Brown running the offense for Hedgesville. Pass it to the left elbow for Pittsnoggle, and Pittsnoggle gets fouled as reaching in with the arm, and grabbing the elbow of Pittsnogle is Glanchuk, his first, team's second. Minute 13 left in this first quarter. It's Hedgesville 12, St. James 8. Brown inbounding it for Hedgesville. Inbounds right in front of him to Kirk. Kirk now dribbles out of trouble to the top of the key, finding Pittsnogle at the right wing, who goes to the corner now for Gainey. Gainey dribbles to the wing, then to the top of the key, looking to his right. He'll hand it to Wilmer. Wilmer almost loses it, but now drives in. Euro step. A little bit of an out-of-control layup, but that didn't matter for him. He gets it in. And now quickly back the other way goes St. James, and it's a foul as Owens went up for the layup, and he'll shoot two.
It was a tough play for Wilmer as St. James has gone to man-to-man defense, and he's got Jaden Yates guarding him. And Wilmer had to really go full speed to blow by him. And it was, a little bit out of control, but he had enough control to put the layup up and get it to go off the glass and in.
First free throw up and good by Owens. He now has 3 points, making it 14-9. Hedgesville on top of St. James with 49.9 seconds left in quarter number one, as Owens has the ball now for a second free throw. Second free throw is up and taps around the rim a few times before going through, making it 14-10. Inbound from Wilmer to Brown. Brown dribbling now in the backcourt, breaking midcourt and passing it across to Gainey. Gainey dribbles to the top of the key. Hands it to Brown. Brown gets the pick from Gainey, goes to the elbow. Back to Gainey now, drives into the paint. Kicks it out to the left wing. Brown for three off the front of the rim, no good. Tipped around, going to midcourt, and waiting for it was Wilmer. Wilmer Pittsnogle now at that wing on the right-handed side. Throws a lob pass to close to midcourt on the left side for Brown. Pittsnogle now stands at the H logo, about 6 inches away from being at that midcourt line. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Brown with the ball now. 6 seconds. Brown guarded closely. He has to dribble in, goes up, and finds somebody down low. That's Gainey, but he's fouled from that left block. He went up for a last-second shot, and he'll now shoot two with 0.8 seconds left on the clock.
St. James was doing well to deny the ball to Wilmer and Kirk. Try to keep the ball in the hands of Gainey or Brown or Pittsnogle, but Brown made a nice play there right at the end to find Gainey. Went up and got the free throws.
Gainey's free throw up and good, making it 15-10. Hedgesville up by 5 now over St. James. Few subs come in, second free throw up, and that one's through as well. Gainey now with 4 points, making it a 6-point lead. St. James long inbound up for Owens, and it's tipped out of bounds at the horn of quarter number one. It's Hedgesville 16, St. James 10. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Boneless Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and/or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
Welcome back to Hedgesville. End of quarter one, Hedgesville leads St. James 16-10. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop, John Alderton running our camera, and back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. Wilmer really leading the charge there in that first quarter. 2 threes and a 2, totaling 8 points out of the 16 for the Hedgesville Eagles.
That's likely who's going to continue to carry the scoring for Hedgesville most of the year. depending on the matchup, Pittsnogle can get going in the paint, but Wilmer's going to be that guy that is the force to score from outside.
St. James starts with the ball for quarter number 2, and it's a quick inbound on the right side, pushing the pace as Yates. He drives in and loses the ball. Whistle blows with 7:56 in the second quarter. It's a non-shooting foul called against Kirk, his first, team first of the quarter. Yates inbound for St. James. He'll just throw it to the backcourt, almost over the head of Aliviato, but he's able to recover it, now breaking the timeline and passing it to Gladchuck. Gladchuck goes to Yates. Yates from right to left goes in on the left side with a layup, and it's good, making it 16-12 as Yates now has 6 of those 12 points for St. James. Wilmer bringing it up the floor for Hedgesville, gets double teamed, bounce passing it down low for Gainey at the left block, and Gainey jumps up and taps it off the glass and in.
Gainey just finds the right places to fill the lane. He gets those bounce passes and puts it up near the block.
3 from the left corner by Hindman is good as he enters the score column for St. James, making it a one-possession game at 18-15. Hedgesville lead cut in half here, 3-point lead. It's Wilmer with the ball, guarded by Yates. Wilmer almost has it stolen. He now spins around as a wide-open paint, looks to his right, finds Pittsnogle, goes up with the reverse layup, and he enters the score column now for Hedgesville, making it 20-15. That backdoor cut's becoming lethal.
That full court press, from picking up Wilmer full court, it can come back to bite you if he gets by you immediately.
I'm passing it over for Aliviato, and Aliviato will get called with an offensive foul.
Foul called on the Saints number 11, Aiden Carter.
Actually, they call it against Carter for an off-ball foul. So that's his first, team first of the quarter. Hedgesville inbounding it to Kirk. It's almost stolen by Hindman, as now Hindman has to trail from behind to get back up and in his spot for defense. Brown leading the offense for Hedgesville. Bounce passing it to the left elbow for Pittsnogle. Brings it down low with a beautiful bounce pass to Kirk, and Kirk fights hard, goes up, and banks that one in. 22-15 now. Hedgesville leads St. James.
It's been a good game for Kirk so far.
And he has 6 points. Gladchuck to Yates. Yates at the left wing, trying to drive in, guarded closely by Gainey. Goes into the paint, pump fakes a few times. Now has to bounce pass it to the right for Aliviato. Gives it back to Yates. Three-pointer from the right wing. Goes around the rim and in. And that makes it 22-18 as Yates now has 9 points as a full timeout called by St. James. We'll take it with them. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR. TV 10 back in 30 seconds.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. Hedgesville 22, St. James 18. And quarter number 2, St. James has taken 2 timeouts. They have 3 remaining. Hedgesville still with all 5 of its timeouts remaining. Second quarter brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at orsinis.com, as well as Craig Blair for State Senate, the Eastern Panhandle's first and only Senate President and Lieutenant Governor. Fiscal and social conservative who's making West Virginia great again by cutting taxes and creating jobs. Let's re-elect Craig Blair in 2024. It's Hedgesville ball after St. James timeout. That was called right after Yates made a 3. He leads St. James with 9 points out of the 18 for the Saints. Hedgesville. Brown over to the right for Gainey. His pass deflected, but back to Brown at the top of the key. Brown finds Kirk. Kirk to Gainey at the right wing, who will dribble to the top of the key now. Over to the right side. Pass from Wilmer down low in the corner for Pittsnogle. Gets tipped out of bounds. Stays possession, Eagles.
The Saints are getting into the passing lanes. They've extended the 3-2 zone out a little bit.
Inbound to Pittsnogle. He immediately goes up with the shot, and Quincy Pittsnogle now has 4 points as he makes that one. 24-18, Hedgesville now leads St. James. Gladchuk with it. Trying to drive to the left side, now backtracks. Goes to the right. Passes it for Yates. Yates pulls up for 3, no good. Rebounded down low by Carter. Carter off the glass. His shot no good, and rebounded by Brown for Hedgesville. Brown breaks midcourt. Still dribbling is Brown. Almost loses his dribble, so he has to pick it up and pass it to Gainey. Gainey spins around, drives to the left side, looks behind him, kicks it for Wilmer. Wilmer to Pittsnogle for 3. And that's good. Quincy Pittsnogle now has 7 points. It's a 9-point lead for Hedgesville at 27-18.
He's got the height, but he's got a little bit of a jumper too. I mean, you'd be a little surprised if he didn't have at least some of a jump shot, you know?
He is a Pittsnogle after all. Heineman, left corner to Gladchuk for 3 to respond. His shot no good. Whistle blows, stopping the clock with 4:10. Now it looks like we have a foul called, to the dismay of Wilmer and Coach Church, as that's a shooting foul to send Gladchuk to the line for 3 free throws.
Christian Gladchuk to the line shooting 3.
I noticed on the last few possessions that you've seen a little bit of Zandon Gainey on Jaden Yates. Sometimes maybe you want to give Xavier Kirk a little bit of a break, because if he spends the whole game guarding the top guy on the other team, it's going to be harder for him to go the entire way and score a lot of points on offense as well. Gainey's done all right.
First free throw from Gladchuk hits the front of the rim, then the back of the rim, then back to the front of the rim, and falls to the court, no good. Score remains 27-18. Second free throw up. This one front, back, and around the rim. Might have touched the glass too. That one is good. Gladchuk makes it 27-19. Gets the ball for his third free throw shot. Takes a deep breath before doing so. That free throw up. He swishes that one. It's good, making it now Hedgesville 27, St. James 20. Second quarter, 4 minutes, 10 seconds left. Clock now winding down as the inbound to Wilmer. Wilmer for Hedgesville at the H at midcourt. Breaks that line. Looks to his left, passes to Brown. Brown passing it at the right wing for Pittsnogle, and Pittsnogle gets fouled now. It looks like that might be Gladchuk's second foul, and it is called against him. Team's second of the quarter.
And it looks like you're going to get Keenan Braylock off the bench, another Charlestown guy, to replace Gladchuk, the junior from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Brown inbounding to Wilmer. Wilmer for 3 from the right corner, and that's good. That was Kirk with the 3. Making it 30-20. Kirk now has 9 points for Hedgesville as Heineman with it. Bounce passing it to the top of the key for Owens. Owens to Yates at the left side. Yates, step back, jumper for 3, no good. Rebounded by Pittsnogle. Pittsnogle gives it to Wilmer, who tried to go for Gainey. Gainey's intended pass got tipped out of bounds. Last by St. James. Will be Eagles basketball to inbound in front of St. James bench.
The Saints have had a hard time getting a lot of offense going from anyone other than Yates, and that's only going to be tougher as the game goes on. Yates hasn't checked out, gotten any rest yet.
Wilmer gets the inbound and now gets tripped as he was driving in the left lane. That foul called against Braylock. That's his first, team third. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left in this second quarter. Hedgesville 30, St. James 20. Hedgesville inbounding it. It's Noah Brown to Gainey. Gainey back to Brown in the left corner. He'll now dribble out of trouble to the H at midcourt. Bounce passing it to the right for Wilmer. Wilmer, Pittsnogle. A left elbow. Kick it out to the wing on the right side for Wilmer. Wilmer to Gainey. Gainey decides not to pull up. Passing it to Pittsnogle, who sets a pick for Brown and passes it to him. They go to Gainey. Gainey drives the right baseline and puts it up off the glass and in. He now has 8 points, and it's a 32-20 lead for Hedgesville.
Gainey's been giving them good minutes. You bring them off the bench, sometimes you want a little bit of an energy, a spark outside of your starting five.
Heineman with it for St. James, trying to drive in on the left side, now has to back up. Goes to the right into the paint, Eurostep to the left, and his layup off the glass and in. Heineman now has 5 points for St. James, makes it a 10-point lead again for Hedgesville. 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter. It's 32-22. Eagles leading the Saints. Pittsnoggle to Wilmer, very close to midcourt, still behind, but they break midcourt before the 10-second violation's called. Kirk to Gainey. Gainey to Pittsnoggle at the right elbow. He takes one dribble, drives to the right side, and is fouled. That's the fourth team foul of the quarter. Is that foul for St. James called against Yates, his first. And they will rule that a shooting foul, so Pittsnoggle goes to the free throw line now.
The Saints tried to cut off Pittsnoggle and intercept the pass, but overextended, didn't quite get there. And it left the lane open for him, so Yates just came around from the backside and tried to, get the block and came down on the arm.
First free throw attempt by Pittsnoggle, no good after it bangs around the rim a few times. Score remains 32-22, Hedgesville leading St. James. Pittsnoggle ready for a second free throw. It's into the air. He's able to get that one through. He now has 8 points, along with Gainey and Wilmer with 8 points too. Kirk has the other 9 to make it 33 for Hedgesville to St. James 22. Bringing it up now is Aliviato for St. James. He'll look to his left, passing it to Yates. Yates trying to cross up and spin around. Goes up for a layup, contested by Pence. It's no good. Rebounded by Hedgesville. Kirk with it at midcourt, breaking the stripe. Picks up his dribble, bounce passes it to Wilmer. Wilmer bounce passes for Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle at the right elbow. Guarded very closely, trying to get some space against Aliviato. Passes it to the free throw line. Jumper by Wilmer immediately for the catch and shoot. It's no good. Rebounded by St. James. They quickly go up the floor, and Yates decides to put up a shot, and that one's good. He now has 11 points, making it 33-24.
I think they're doing a decent job on Yates. He's just a really talented player that can shoot over some tough defense.
Yeah, he averages 17.8 points per game, already at 11 so far in this first half, as the ball has a possession arrow for Hedgesville after the tie-up.
The difference right now for St. James is that the rest of the team outside of Yates only has 13 points.
Ball inbounded to Kirk for Hedgesville. Minute 10 left in quarter number 2. Clock winding down as the ball's in play. Kirk breaking midcourt for Hedgesville. Hands it off to Pence. Pence passes to the right for Brown, who goes to Pittsnoggle at the left elbow. They find Wilmer, right wing 3. Just barely taps the front of the rim. It's no good. Rebounded by St. James. Main bringing it up the court. Picking up his dribble, giving it to Yates, and Yates gets caught with a travel violation with 49 seconds left in this second quarter. Clock stops for an inbound for Hedgesville. St. James will go with a full court press now, as it typically has so far tonight. As Rupp now will go in for the Saints, guarding the inbound of Brown. Brown looking for somebody, finds Pittsnoggle in the backcourt. Pittsnoggle dribbles once and then passes it to Kirk. Kirk at midcourt now, goes across the H logo and will hand it on the left side of the floor to Pence, who gives it to Wilmer. Wilmer bounce passes it to Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle looks down low into the paint, gives it to Brown. Brown looks right, kicks it to the outside. Pass intended for Wilmer. Gets hit out of bounds, last off Hedgesville, and that will make it a turnover. Eagles, Saints basketball with 30.6 seconds left in the second quarter.
I think Brown should have just went up with that shot. He tried to find Wilmer on the kick out for the 3, but the way St. James's defense is moving around, they're doing a good job of getting into the passing lanes. I think he had an open layup.
Braylock with it. Top of the key, drives to the left side, goes up for a layup and is fouled with 21.3 seconds left in the second quarter. That'll send Braylock to the line to shoot 2 for the Saints, as Gosk, who just checked in, during that timeout gets called with a foul. So now 3 more Eagles back, ready to sub back in after this free throw.
St. James, if they can make these free throws and they can stay relatively around where they are right now, they're not too far out of this, although it has felt like, as the first free throw misses, that Hedgesville's had pretty solid control of this game. If they can find just a second guy outside of Yates in the second half to get things going on offense, they might be able to stay in this. If they don't, though, it might be more of the same in the second half.
St. James now shooting 4-6 from the free throw line as a team. Spraylock trying to make it 33-25. Second free throw up around the rim and no good again. Rebounded by Kirk for Hedgesville. They'll bring it up the floor for the Eagles. He's going to get double teamed, passing it to the right for Brown. Brown drives the baseline, passes it to the left for Pittsnoggle, and Pittsnoggle just goes up and banks it off the glass, making it 36-24. He now has 10 points. As behind the back and left side layup for Heineman is no good. Whistle blows, though, at the buzzer. It looks like they're going to say there was a shooting foul before the half ended.
On Kirk.
It is a shooting foul.
So before we step aside for our halftime break, Heineman will get 2 free throws to close out quarter number 2.
Yeah, Heineman
called against Kirk, his second.
I think Heineman was able to put up that shot right before the buzzer. And it was, a weird angle. He kind of threw it up underhanded, and it just, the way Kirk was guarding it, made him come down on the arm.
And now we have a pause as a correction down low, it looks like. They say it was not a shooting foul. And instead, the foul was on the floor. They put 0.2 seconds up on the clock now, which all you have time for if you're St. James is a tap-in.
I guess it was the foul before the shot.
The lob at the rim and deflection from Pittsnoggle. The clock hits 0, and that's the end of the half. It is Hedgesville 35, St. James 24. Step aside and take a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Toyotathon is on at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg, and there's never been a better time to get inside a new Toyota. Right now, get up to $3,000 off MSRP on select new Camry models, or get up to $1,500 off MSRP on select new Corolla models. Or check out a new RAV4 and get up to $2,300 off MSRP on select models. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center is proud to announce that our total hip and knee replacement surgery programs recently earned the Joint Commission's Gold Seal of Approval. Achieving this prestigious Joint Commission certification distinguishes Jefferson Medical Center for the excellent care our orthopedic team provides at every stage from pre-admission to acute hospital stay and discharge. It also demonstrates Jefferson Medical Center's ongoing commitment to improving patient care. WVU Medicine, leading healthcare here and everywhere.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. 35-24, Hedgesville leads St. James at the half. Halftime brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. We'll go straight into our first half stats, brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public Public, Clinical, and Environmental Services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. For St. James, leading the way is Yates with 11 points. Hyman has 5 points. Owens has 4 points. And Gladchuck and Maine have 2 points each. St. James 4-7 from the free throw line with 2 3-pointers so far. For Hedgesville, the leading scorer is Pittsnoggle with 10 points. Kirk has 9 points. Wilmer and Gainey with 8 points each, respectively. 3 of 6 from the free throw line are the Eagles, but they have 4 3-pointers so far tonight in the first half. Dylan, quickly, any first half thoughts?
I just think St. James hasn't been able to get anyone outside of Yates going on offense. Hedgesville's doing a really good job on defense. I think Yates has just made some tough shots. He's missed plenty with the good defense that Kirk and Gainey and others are playing on. I mean, so you only have one other guy with 5, another guy with 4, 2 other guys with 2. So it's been tough for them to find the hoop, and then Hedgesville's finding the spots in the St. James zone on the other side to get their top players some buckets at the rim.
6.5 minutes left at halftime. We'll quickly step aside, take a 2-minute break, and send it to Nick Verzolini back at the studio. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you into the halftime scoreboard show. Our score here at the half, Hedgesville leading St. James 35-24. I'm Nick Verzolini here at the half. Good action in high school boys basketball. The Eagles leading St. James. NBA scores right now. Not a whole lot going on this Tuesday night. The Grizzlies lead the New Orleans Pelicans 31-30 in the first half of that one, about 7:43 to go in that first half. Spurs on the road in Milwaukee. Tough start for San Antonio. They're down 13-3. Celtics Warriors tonight on TNT. It's been an up and down start for Golden State, sitting at 12-14. Celtics off to a good start at 20-5. That one a 10 p.m. tip if you decide to stay up here on the East Coast. Suns Trailblazers tonight as well, not on national TV, but could be an interesting matchup. The Suns looking to get some things going with their new look squad this year. College football tonight, Bowl Mania going on right now. UTSA, Marshall, 9 p.m. kickoff between those two teams in the Frisco Bowl. Thundering Herds sitting at 6-6, UTSA 8-4. The Roadrunners have dropped all the way down to a 7-point favorite. It was a 10-point favorite earlier. So line is moving toward Marshall. I know for for whatever that's worth for the Thundering Herd. It's been kind of an up and down year for them. We'll see how they're able to perform against UTSA. I'm hoping for a win. Lightning beating the Blues tonight 4-0 with about 11.5 minutes to go. And no Caps. Hockey's going on, though, tonight. Flyers 2-2. But we'll step aside for a quick break. On the other side of that break, we will hear from Colin and Dylan for the second half.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body. Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
Hi, I'm Lori.
And I'm Dave. It's hard to believe, but Bechtel Jewelers is going out of business. Before we close, you can save up to 80% off our entire inventory of gold, diamonds, watches, even unique estate jewelry.
Everything in our inventory must go. And now we've taken deeper discounts store-wide. So help Santa out early this year and visit Bechtel Jewelers before it's too late.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School as the horn has sounded to conclude halftime, and we get into quarter number 3. It will be St. James starting off with possession. Hedgesville up 35-24 at the end of the first half, and we get third quarter underway. Maine passing it to Yates. Yates to Owens. Owens, the top of the key, tries to lob a pass to Gladchuck, who is driving into the paint. It's deflected and stolen by Hedgesville. Wilmer to Gainey now on the offensive side for Hedgesville. They now pass to Brown, who gives it to Pittsnoggle at the top of the key. Pittsnoggle to the left for Brown. Brown drives into the paint, hands it behind him to Wilmer. Wilmer pump fakes, finds Gainey wide open left corner 3, and he just steps up and drains that one. Gainey now has the 5th 3 tonight for Hedgesville, 11 points as well, making it 38-24.
The ball movement has just been great for Hedgesville.
St. James trying to respond with a 3. As Maine puts it up, and that shot's no good, rebounded by Hedgesville. Wilmer, right side, drives in, layup no good, rebounded by Maine for the Saints. Don't go coast to coast. Now looking to the right corner, passing it for Yates. Yates with an off-balance three-pointer off the side of the rim. It's no good, rebounded by Hedgesville. Brown goes up the floor quickly, then stops now. Continues his dribble, hands it over to Gainey. Gainey looks to his left, passes it for Brown. Brown dribbles to the top of the key, slightly to the right, finds Gainey for 3, and he airballs this one. Rebounded by Yates. Yates, a free throw line, passing it to Maine at the left wing. Maine dribbles to the right elbow, fadeaway jumper. That one's good by Maine. He has 4 points, making it 38-26. Hedgesville up by 12, 6:10 to go In this third quarter, they lead St. James. Welmer to Brown. Brown for Pittsnogle. Pittsnogle spin around, left-handed layup from the right side, and that one beautifully done by Pittsnogle. He has 12 points, making it 40-26.
They keep trying to deny the entry pass, and it's not working. It just ends up overextending themselves, and Pittsnogle gets the ball and spins back around and has an open lane to the bucket.
Owens goes into the paint, posting up against Pittsnogle, and Pittsnogle gets called with a foul. And that'll send Owens to the line to shoot two.
Shooting foul called on the Eagles.
Be nice to see the replay back here like you most likely see at home if you're tuned in on TV 10 or on YouTube.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one.
Owens already 2 for 2 tonight from the free throw line, but he misses this free throw.
Saints, number 15, Seth Alavito.
So now St. James as a team shooting 50% from the free throw line, 4 of 8.
Yeah, Owens definitely not on the winning end of the matchup against Pittsnogle, center versus center so far.
Misses the second free throw as well, keeping it 40-26. Hedgesville, Wilmer, Pittsnogle. Pittsnogle up off the glass from the right block, and he now has 14 points.
Really nice dish by Wilmer.
It's 42-26. Hedgesville in the lead here in this third quarter over St. James. Yates trying to drive in the left side, and that one stolen by Gainey on the floor, fighting for that one, and a whistle blows, stopping the clock with 5 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter as it's a jump ball, possession arrow, Hedgesville. Brown to inbound. He'll bound in the back court to Wilmer, and now a whistle blows quickly, and some confusion as to why. Clock did go back for a second. Looks like you're correct, as Hedgesville is trying to call for a stop for that wet spot to clean up the sweat from Gainey, who had to dive onto the floor to recover that one for the jump ball. So a towel brought out, and wiping off the floor now is one of the 3 officials for tonight's game. Coach Church now goes over to get the towel back from the official. And he will jog over to the Hedgesville bench, give it to one of their student volunteer trainers, and we resume action. Wilmer getting the inbound, brings it up the floor for Hedgesville, breaking midcourt and passing it to Brown. Brown passes to Pittsnogle at the top of the key. Tried to look down low, instead passes it to Wilmer. Wilmer drives to the top of the key, now goes down low on the give and go for Quincy Pittsnogle. And Pittsnogle getting hot here in the third quarter. It's his third made basket. He leads the way with 16 points, making it 44-26 Hedgesville.
Again, you have to give credit to Wilmer for the passes he's making to him on the roll.
Yates jumper no good, rebounded down low by Owens. His shot no good. Again, another offensive rebound for St. James. It's Owens again, and his third shot misses, and now it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Heinman. Hedgesville basketball.
You see, Owens is a little more built than Pittsnogle, but Pittsnogle has that extra height and that extra length that is really bothering Owens so far.
Wilmer handing it to Gainey. Gainey, Brown. Brown drives in, loses it, but finds Gainey somehow, and Gainey from the right block kisses it off the glass. He has 13. It's a 20-point lead for Hedgesville.
He just slipped as he passed the ball. So that was a nice play.
Alavito gets his first 2 points quickly. Makes it 46-28. Timeout called by St. James. We'll take the 30-second break with them. 46-28, Hedgesville. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 30.
Toyotathon is on at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg, and there's never been a better time to get inside a new Toyota. Right now, get up to $3,000 off MSRP on select new Camry models, or get up to $1,500 off MSRP on select new Corolla models. Or check out a new RAV4 and get up to $2,300 off MSRP on select models. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Welcome back here in quarter number 3. Hedgesville up 18, 46-28 over St. James. Your third quarter brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to FordAHagerstown.com. Small insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution. 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. St. James has now used 3 of its 5 timeouts. Hedgesville still has all 5. It's Hedgesville ball after that timeout. Now go over to the right side of the court to inbound. St. James will set up its full court press. Brown, bounce pass inbound to Kirk. It's Kirk, dribbles up to the right side, and passes it for Gainey. Gainey back to Kirk. Kirk at midcourt gets double teamed, so he has to bounce pass into the right corner for Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle pass goes in front of Wilmer into the scores table. It's a Hedgesville turnover. St. James gets the ball with 3:36 left in this third quarter. It's the sloppiness there that you haven't really seen since the first quarter from Hedgesville.
Whoa.
Yates dribbles to the left elbow, puts up a shot, and that one's good by Yates. He now has 13 points. It's his first basket of quarter number 3, making it 46-30. Brown bringing it up quickly for Hedgesville, passing it to Wilmer. Wilmer pump fakes, now dribbles to Kirk. Kirk catching it on the H at midcourt, passes to the left side for Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle dribbles once, he gives it to Wilmer. Wilmer on the left side, going back and forth, close to the arch and back, and now he drives into the paint. Left side layup, no good, and tipped out of bounds. Almost saved by St. James, but it'll be Hedgesville ball. Great hustle there by St. James's Ali Vieto.
Yeah, it's not been a lack of effort for St. James. It's just been better ball movement by Hedgesville, and they haven't had a second scorer step up for the Saints.
Inbound to Pittsnoggle, left side block shot off the backboard and in. Pittsnoggle makes it 48-30. He has 18 points.
He is dominating in this third quarter. I think at halftime they just went in and talked it out and realized that they probably have no answer for Pittsnoggle.
Yates for 3, no good. Tipped around and to the top of the key. Hindman gets the rebound, goes to the right corner, and that 3 is good. And it's Ali Vieto. Now has 5 points, making it 48-33. Hedgesville up by 15 with 2:15 left in quarter number 3. It's Wilmer with the ball, and it's deflected by Yates towards the score table at midcourt. The Hedgesville ball still. It's Glenchuk enters for the Saints. He'll go in for Hindman. Brown will inbound for Hedgesville directly below us. Bounce passing it in to Pittsnoggle. Bounce passes back to Brown. Chest passes it for Wilmer back to Brown. Brown has some space, trying to find somebody open now. Gets guarded closely by Yates, and his dribble stolen, but he's called with a foul. That's Yates' second foul, team's first of the quarter. Stopping the clock with exactly 2 minutes left, and another inbound here on the left side of the score table. We know Brown doing so for the Eagles. Pittsnoggle gets the inbound and immediately gets fouled as Oliviero trying to deflect that pass and instead ran right into Pittsnoggle. So that's his first, team second. 1 second off the clock.
He just got a little bit out of control on that inbound defense there.
Brown inbounds to Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle back to Brown. Back to Pittsnoggle at midcourt. Back to Brown. Brown passes to the right side for Kirk at the volleyball line, who gives it to Gainey at the right wing. They're giving Gainey all the space in the world. He's looking at Pittsnoggle. Dribbles to the right corner. Now has to find somebody. Finds Wilmer at the right elbow, and his shot up is good. That makes it 50-33. Hedgesville leading St. James as Yates drives into the paint, and has it deflected out of his hands. Jumping up for it is Stanley, and now Stanley has his pocket picked by Brown. And then, in response, a little frustration setting in, Stanley's going to foul.
Foul called on the Saints.
The Eagles haven't let up with the defense. They've done a good job.
Minute 18 left in this third quarter. That's the third team foul against St. James here in a 42-second span. Again, every quarter, fouls reset. It's 50-33 Hedgesville. Brown, the right block, dribbling out into the corner, bounce passing it to Wilmer. Wilmer to Pittsnoggle at midcourt. Swings to the left for Gainey. Gainey sends a lob to the right side at the volleyball line. And it's Brown, and he gets fouled by Yates. And that's now his third foul.
Jaden Yates, his third.
Team
fourth
fourth.
of the quarter.
You got 58.9 seconds left here in this third quarter. Score still Hedgesville 50, St. James 33. One more foul this quarter by St. James, and Hedgesville will have the double bonus. So Wilmer almost loses his footing, but starts his dribble, goes to Brown in the left corner, finds Gainey. Bounce passes to Wilmer. Wilmer to Kirk on the right side. Kirk gets double teamed, so he dribbles out of it and passes it to Gainey. Gainey now is double teamed. Finds Wilmer in the left corner, gives it to Pittsnoggle, and Pittsnoggle goes up and just puts it down with a slam dunk. This is becoming too easy for Hedgesville. 52-33. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Yates with a quick shot off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Gladschuk. Gladschuk quickly tries to go up after the rebound, and he's fouled.
Eagles number 3, Xavier Kirk. That's his third.
Yeah, Hedgesville's
team second of the quarter.
St. James has gotten really aggressive with trapping the ball handlers for Hedgesville on the other side, on the other end of the court, and Hedgesville's ball movement is just really good. That's not really, at least the way that they've done it so far. The Saints' defensive strategy, that trying to go at them that way, it's not really going to work because Hedgesville has the skill set to, the passing, the vision to get around it.
First free throw up and good by Gladschuk. He now has 3 points, all from the free throw line, making it 52-34 with 24 and a half seconds left in the third quarter. Hedgesville in the lead. Pittsnoggle red hot here in this third quarter. He had 10 points in the first half. He adds 10 more here in quarter number 3. Gladschuk, second free throw up. That one off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hedgesville. It's tipped around by Pittsnoggle, eventually brought down by Gainey. Gainey now in the backcourt, almost has it stolen, so he goes behind his back with the dribble, gives it to Wilmer across the floor. Finds Pittsnoggle. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Brown getting the pass from Pittsnoggle, and he'll fall to the floor after being fouled by Stanley with 4.8 seconds left in the third. That is the second foul against Stanley, team 5th. So that means Hedgesville gets 2 free throws.
Team 5th of the quarter. It is a shooting foul.
So,
correction, non-shooting foul.
For those
However,
that
Noah Brown
might be new here to tuning in this year, new rule by the NFHS. Every quarter, each team gets 5 team fouls. They reset at the end of the quarters. And automatically it's now a double bonus for free throws at that 5 mark.
Number 10,
first free throw up and no good by Brown for Hedgesville. So, kind of like women's college basketball now. The second free throw by Brown up and good.
Subbing in for the Eagles, number 4, Anthony Goss.
Everything other than men's Division I college basketball. All divisions of college basketball.
4.8 seconds. The inbound to Maine for St. James. He'll bring it up the floor into the paint, kicking it out to the right corner. Buzzer beater 3 shot up by Gladschuk. No good. End of quarter number 3. It's Hedgesville 53, St. James 34. Step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are. and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School as we get ready for the fourth quarter, final quarter of regulation. It is a big lead for Hedgesville right now over St. James, 53-34. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Cameraman John Alderson. Back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. Looking to the far side to see who starts off with possession for quarter number 4, and it looks like it is St. James Saints once again. The inbound to start off the fourth quarter from Glenn Shuck to Maine. Maine brings it across midcourt, passes it to the left for Hindman. Hindman behind the three-point line, now lobs the pass over to the right side for Braylock. Braylock drives to the left elbow, then passes it down low. Pass intended for Gladchuck through his arms and into the wall. Turnover, St. James, Hedgesville ball.
Coach Church has put together a team defense that I think he can be proud of. This is a very impressive performance, I think.
Now a 5-second violation called for the first time tonight against Hedgesville, as that gives St. James the ball.
Felt like a quick 5 seconds.
Yes, it did, but I was not counting. Yates, the inbound, just lobs it to midcourt. Retrieved by Hindman. He'll now drive in on the left side. His layup rejected by Hedgesville. Gainey bringing it up now for the Eagles. Picks up his dribble and passes to Wilmer. Wilmer, midcourt, looks to the right. Gives it to Pence. Pence, Pitsnoggle. Now to Gainey. Gainey for Wilmer. Hedgesville right now kind of just running that triangle offense at the top of the floor, wasting time and then flashing down low. It's Pitsnoggle now with it at that H logo at midcourt, passing it to the right for Pence. Pence, it's double teamed. Pass goes into the backcourt. They say it was deflected, so no backcourt violation. It's Gainey giving it to Wilmer. Goes to Brown. Brown left side layup is good. Brown now has 3 points, making it 55-34, Hedgesville.
I like that aggressiveness from Brown. Earlier in the game, he tried to make a pass off of a similar situation, and he went up with it that time.
Main reverse layup on the right side, no good, rebounded by Hedgesville. It's now Pence at the left wing with the ball. Bounce passing it to Brown. Brown drives into the paint, now decides to kick it out and just set up Hedgesville's offense. Pitsnoggle in the left corner now with the ball. He gets double teamed. Sends an overhead pass to the right wing for Gainey. Gainey will then hand it over to his right for Brown. I give it to Pence in the corner. Goes to Gainey, who now lob it out towards midcourt for Wilmer. Wilmer dribbles through the double team, gives it to Pitsnoggle, who passes to the left wing for Brown. Brown dribbles now to midcourt, gives it to the right side for Wilmer. Go to Gainey now for Pitsnoggle. Pitsnoggle bounce passing it to Gainey, as right now Hedgesville are really just playing keep away and trying to show its ball movement off. Pitsnoggle, left side layup. He gets fouled as he was double teamed by Gladchuck and Hindman. 5:51 left in the fourth quarter, and it's a shooting foul called against St. James, the first of the quarter for the Saints, and they charge it to Gladchuck, his third personal foul.
You couldn't blame the St. James for, even if you kind of consider them out of it, to play hack-a-shack with Pitsnoggle the rest of the way, because they can't guard him.
First free throw up and good by Pitsnoggle. He now has 21 tonight, making it 56-34. He gets the ball back for the second free throw now, does Pitsnoggle. Looking over to his bench, setting his feet. Second free throw up, and he drains that one as well, making it 22 tonight for Quincy Pitsnoggle. It's a 57-34 lead for Hedgesville. Ball inbounded to Gladchuck, who sprints down the floor, dribbling it for St. James. He'll stop at the top of the key, trying to cross over Wilmer, passing it to the right side now for a teammate, Ali Vieto. Bounce passes it to the left for Gladchuck. Hyndman, who almost goes out of bounds. He has to save it, and it's deflected out of bounds. It'll remain St. James' ball, as that was last touched by Hedgesville. Yates to inbound. Passes it to Gladchuck, who immediately hands it off to Yates after the inbound. Yates gets a pick at the right wing, drives in, now has to dribble out, back in, and his jumper is tipped by Gainey into the hands of Gladchuck. Gladchuck at the right block, goes up, makes it, and is fouled. Coach Church trying to call for no basket, but it looks like they are going to count it. So with 5 minutes, 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it's now 57-36. Hedgesville up by 21. After that was Gladchuck making the shot. He has 5 points. We now have a timeout as the officials talking with one another, making sure the basket does count. They confirm that the bucket does. And it will be an and one opportunity for Gladchuck. Gladchuck 3 for 4 tonight from the free throw line for the Saints. Takes a deep breath before the and one shot. Free throws up, and it's good. He now has 6 points, making it 57-37. Hedgesville up by 20. Eagles inbound underneath the hoop. It will be Brown doing so. Inbound to Wilmer, who's guarded very closely by Stanley in the backcourt. He'll heave a pass over to the far side for Kirk. Kirk gets double-teamed, breaks midcourt with a bounce pass to Wilmer, who looks down low for Pittsnoggle, and it's low. Off the foot, they say, though, of Owens, so it'll stay Hedgesville basketball.
I think coming out of this, Hedgesville is going to be really proud of their defense, like I mentioned, but also the performance of Pittsnoggle. He's a problem. He's going to be a problem for a lot of teams this year, if they don't have the height to deal with him.
Wilmer to Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle dribbles, falls, but has a knee pass somehow to Gainey, and Gainey now has the ball stolen by St. James. Yates, left side layup. Too hard off the glass, no good, but then a hard hit off the rim keeps it somehow into the arms of St. James, as now Owens goes up for 3. That shot no good. Rebounded by Kirk, who falls hardly to the floor. Now finally a whistle blows, stopping the clock with 4 minutes and 34 seconds. It looks like they say it was a timeout called by Hedgesville. That's the first of the 5 timeouts used by the Eagles. We'll take the 30-second break with them. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
We welcome you back. 57-37, Hedgesville leads St. James with 4:34 left in the fourth quarter. Your fourth quarter brought to you by Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game, as well as the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered. Hedgesville to inbound the basketball after the timeout by the Eagles. The inbound goes to Wilmer in the backcourt. He's guarded by Stanley, and Stanley too close for comfort, says the referee, and he picks up his third foul.
Yeah, he tried to quickly come in and close out on Wilmer, and then he couldn't slow himself down enough in time to not make too much contact with him.
Pittsnoggle gets the inbound. He passes it right back to Brown. Brown now loses his dribble, and St. James with the full court press gets the tie-up. Possession arrow, though. Just announced that it stays Hedgesville possession. 4:25 left in quarter number 4. Still 20-point lead for Hedgesville. St. James not wearing down.
Yeah, they've showing some good effort on defense. C.J. Stanley for sure.
Stanley tips it, now steals it from Wilmer, goes up for a left side layup, and layup no good. Rebounded by Hindman. And Hindman puts it off the glass and in for St. James, making it 57-39. Brown telling his team to hurry up, and another 5-second violation will be called against Hedgesville St. James basketball.
Substitution for the Saints, number 1, Christian Gladchuck.
So now Gladchuck checks in for Stanley for St. James, and he'll inbound it for the Saints. Inbounds it to Yates in the left corner, drives into the baseline and jumps up and will be fouled behind the hoop. We'll see if they call it a shooting foul or not. Didn't really look like he was going up for a shot. It was more of a pass.
Yeah.
So they say it was a floor foul. It's that foul called against Gainey, his first, team second of the quarter for Hedgesville. Owens gets the inbound and goes up on the right side for a layup. It's no good as it was rejected by Pitsnoggle and out of bounds off Owens. Hedgesville ball. Great job by Pitsnoggle to win that battle, Dylan.
It's just really nice to have a player like Pitsnoggle out on the court. But there was so much size, length, a little bit of shooting. You do it on offense and defense. Dynamic to what Chet Holmgren has brought to Oklahoma City in the Thunder this year, to where they're now a complete team in the second seed in the Western Conference in the NBA right now.
Brown gets double-teamed at midcourt, and he will be fouled. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left in this fourth quarter. As Owens called with the foul for St. James. That is his third foul against him. Team third now of the quarter for St. James. So now you have Owens with 3, Yates with 3, and Stanley with 3, as well as Gladchuck with 3 fouls for St. James.
They've had a really tough time playing defense without fouling here in the fourth quarter. I don't know if that's part of the strategy. I mean,
ball
really
inbounded to Gainey.
Too aggressive.
Brown to Wilmer now with the basketball at the top of the floor. They'll get triple team, turn around, and bounce passes to Gainey. Gainey dribbles to the H at midcourt. Now lobs the pass over the head of Yates to Kirk, and Kirk has his pocket picked by Hindman, who looks down the floor, goes up for the slam dunk is Owens, but he had it too hard off the rim, bounces up, and no good. And that results in a out-of-bounds called. Clock stopping with 3:17, and we have a foul called against St. James. As that is Gladchuck called with a foul, his fourth, team fourth of the quarter. Another wet spot will be cleaned up there. I wanted to see that dunk, but
yeah, I'm sure he did too, but
just went up with too much power.
Yeah, he kind of tried to, he was turned around catching it, and then he turned towards the basket, tried to take the 2 steps and then go up with it. It might have, he wasn't looking at the basket through the whole process of, catch, 2 steps up. It was, so I guess that probably threw him off a little bit where he thought he was.
Pitsnoggle gets the inbound for Hedgesville. Picks up his dribble, now gives it to Kirk. Kirk passes it to Pitsnoggle in the backcourt. He'll pass it across the court, and Wilmer looks to Gainey. Gainey wide open to the right block. Says thank you very much. Goes off the glass and in, making it 59-39 Hedgesville with under 3 minutes left in the fourth. Back up to a 20-point lead, and another rejection almost by Pitsnoggle, but a whistle blows, and it looks like they might say he got the arm of Stanley.
Foul call number 12, Tay Wilmer.
Now they actually say it was Tay Wilmer from behind. So that is Wilmer's third foul, team third of the quarter for Hedgesville. So now C.J. Stanley goes to the line to shoot 2. First free throw up and good by Stanley, making it 59-40, 19-point lead for Hedgesville. C.J. Stanley, one of the smallest guys on the floor that you'll probably see all season long, standing only 5'5", as the second free throw, no good by Stanley, but rebounded by St. James. Back to Stanley, right wing. Fakes the 3, bounce passes it down low, and a whistle stops the clock with 2:48 left here in the fourth, as it was deflected out of bounds and a timeout will be called by St. James. So we'll take it with them, a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
Welcome back to Hedgesville High School. Hedgesville with a commanding 59-40 lead over the St. James Saints out of Hagerstown, Maryland. 2 minutes, 48 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Saints basketball inbounding for St. James. It looks like will be Hyndman right in front of his team's bench. Hyndman inbounds to Yates. Yates at the right wing now starts his dribble, trying to drive in, loses it off. Gainey has the steal, passing it to Wilmer. Wilmer spins around, starts his dribble going down the floor. Euro step behind the back pass to Pitsnoggle, and Pitsnoggle puts in the layup as the pass now long inbound, recovered by Owens, who goes up on the opposite side with a layup, and a whistle blows, stopping the clock with 2:26. Looks like a foul called against Hedgesville.
Team 4, it is a shooting foul.
You know, something that we might not have gotten to see quite as much last year from Tay Wilmer when he had a lot more players. You know, maybe didn't have as much time holding the ball. The usage rate, you could say, a little lower. Was that he's a really good passer. The way that he's been able to get into the lane with his speed and quickness and then make the right pass, dump the ball off, or wrap around passes to Pitsnoggle, recognizing that, you know, you've got a 6'9" guy on your team. And that's going to be a problem for a lot of teams, other teams, that you're going to have to, you know, use that to your advantage. An assist versus, you know, points for yourself, it's 2 points all the same for your team.
Another wet spot here being wiped off by the volunteer athletic trainers here from Hedgesville. Two students working very hard, having to hustle their way down the floor with a towel, as finally it looks like it's cleaned up, and we'll have the free throws for Owens. Free throw up, and that one is good by Owens. He now has 5 points. Quiet day for him. He's someone that typically averages 14.3 points per game. It's a 61-41 game now.
That's Pitsnoggle has been a big part of that. He's just such a presence on defense.
Second free throw by Owens is good. He now has 6 points. And he'll check out. Checking in is Coursey now for St. James, who goes with the small court. Toss guy out there, it looks like right now is Gladchuck. The inbound now for Wilmer. Wilmer has the ball. Dribbling it up the floor slowly for Hedgesville. It's tipped by Shee. Goes to Stanley, and Stanley puts it up, actually. Excuse me, that was Braylock with the layup, making it 61-44. A lob to Pitsnoggle down low, and he'll dribble it out into the corner, and it's deflected to Faircloth, and Coach Faircloth almost had it to help out Pitsnoggle, but it went off his knee. But last touched in play by St. James, so it remains Hedgesville ball.
They got a lot of coaches in the stands tonight. I see Robert Carter, the father of Hedgesville assistant Austin Carter. Was he ever your Biddy Buddy basketball coach, Colin?
He might have been, as Wilmer gets the contested jumper, making it 63-44 Hedgesville, and now a timeout called by Coach Church and the Eagles. A full timeout is called. We'll take the 30-second break with them. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball. Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back. Hedgesville up 63-44 over St. James here in quarter number 4 as this fourth quarter being dragged out so far with a lot of fouls. 4 team fouls so far on both sides of things as both teams not backing down defensively with full court pressing.
No, these are teams that they put a lot of effort in. You know Coach Church is going to ask, everything of his team for the entire 32 minutes, no matter what the score is. And even, they're up by 19 points, under 2 minutes left, and still has, the majority of his starters in the game.
And Hedgesville will go with the half-court trap as they now back it off and allow Gladchuck to bring it up the floor for St. James. Gladchuck dribbles to the left wing, continue his dribble now and picks it up and throws it almost over the head of Hyman at the right wing. But he brings it down, goes to Braylock. Braylock drives the paint, kicks it out to Hyman, but it goes out of bounds off Hyman. Eagles basketball with 1:31 left here in this fourth quarter.
I can understand anyone that might look at this situation and say, why are these starters still in? Why is Pittsnoggle? Why is Wilmer? Why is Kirk still in? We are early in the season. It could be a case of, Coach Church wanting to get his guys into game shape, be able to play a full 32 minutes. If you're going to tight game, these guys like Wilmer and Kirk are going to be playing this many minutes, are going to be playing deep into this, and he wants them to get used to it.
Ball inbounded to Kirk. Kirk breaks midcourt now. Find Wilmer. Wilmer passing it to Pittsnoggle on the right side. Pittsnoggle, Wilmer at the top of the key. Gives it to Gainey at the left wing. Back to Pittsnoggle at midcourt. Pittsnoggle goes to Gainey, who gives it to Kirk. Kirk, Brown to Gainey. Gainey to Kirk in the left corner. He'll dribble and send a long pass to the opposite side of the court for Wilmer. Wilmer at midcourt now starts his dribble under a minute left in regulation. So it goes to Brown. Brown calls for somebody to flash in the middle. Instead, we'll bring it to midcourt for Wilmer. Wilmer bounce pass to Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle finds Gainey at the right block, and Gainey kisses it off the glass and in. And Gainey now has 17 points, making it 65-44. Hedgesville leading St. James with 35 seconds left in quarter number 4. Hyman, Braylock. Braylock calling for a pick here as the Hedgesville student section starts serenading us with their rendition of John Denver's Country Roads. Braylock tries to quiet him with a three-pointer. Unsuccessful, though, in that aspect, but does make it 65-47. Wilmer gets the inbound, and he'll be fouled with 5.9 seconds left, and that sends him to the free throw line. That foul called against Gladchuck. Coursey. Thought that was a number 1. It's actually a number 4. So that's his first, team 5th of the quarter. So that'll send Wilmer to the free throw line.
I guess it gives Hedgesville a chance to try to make it an even 20-point victory.
Wilmer's first free throw is good. He now has 13 points, making it 66-47. Some substitutes coming in now for St. James. Second free throw up. That one taps around the rim and is no good by Wilmer. Rebounded by St. James, and it'll be long. Sending up a last-second shot. It's no good. Your final score, Hedgesville gets the win, 66-47 over St. James. As Hedgesville now 4-1 on the year. St. James 2-8 as the teams meet at midcourt to shake hands. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break, then be back for our post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Boneless Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and/or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
Welcome back here to Hedgesville High School as we start off our post-game show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Your post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edward Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu and daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu, the Palace Lounge Facebook page. And no, that's where we'll be going for lunch tomorrow, Dylan. First time I get to go enjoy the Palace Lounge. Looking forward to our boss, Mike Hornby, taking us out there for lunch tomorrow. But let's now recap tonight's game. Hedgesville getting the win over St. James, 66-47. Big one tonight from Pittsnogle, leading the way with 24 points for Hedgesville, Dylan.
Yeah, he's a menace. I mean, even when St. James had Trevor Owens, 6'7", compared to Pittsnogle's 6'9". Pittsnogle's got that length to him. That I'd like to know what his wingspan is. Probably, I wouldn't doubt if it's taller than 6'9", like his listed height. He can be a problem blocking shots on defense, and then being the roll man or just posting up at the block on offense. And he can shoot some jumpers. We saw him make a mid-range and a three-pointer tonight. So even, if any team that doesn't have that kind of guy on the other side is going to have a lot of problems with Hedgesville this year, because then you throw in Wilmer and Kirk and even Zanangani, and the ball movement and the defense on the perimeter as well, and it's a pretty complete team. It's really impressive.
Let's now get into our game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 south of Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. We'll start with St. James, their leading scorer tonight being Yates with 13 points. Gladchuck finished with 8 points. Heineman finished with 7 points. Yet Owens with 6, Oliveto with 5. Maine had 4 points. Braylock had 3 points. And the partridge in a pear tree was Stanley with that 1 point. Got to keep things festive here.
Yeah, we're almost there. 6 days?
For Hedgesville, leading the way was Pittsnogle with 24 points. Gainey had 17 points. Wilmer had 13 points. Kirk finished with 9 points, all coming in that first half. And Brown finishes out the scoring for Hedgesville with 3 points. Hedgesville 6 of 10 from the free throw line. St. James 9 of 15. As that is our game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers. Again, Bechtel Jewelers, they're getting ready to close down for good as they are retiring. So before the holiday season here in a few days, make sure to stop by Bechtel Jewelers. They have great prices now.
I'm
Things
sure
down, I believe, 70% off, if not more. So
yeah, I'm sure you can
stop by there.
Great price on a Christmas or any holiday gift over there.
So let's now get into tonight's awards and start off with our rejection of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, family owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or stop by the Cody's Auto Body Facebook page.
Well, the question isn't really who had it, but it's really which Quincy Pitts-Noggle block tonight was the rejection of the game. And I remember an early one that he had against Trevor Owens. I mean, I don't think we didn't really keep track of it, but I have to think he was around 5 or 6 blocks tonight. Just like I compared him to Chet Holmgren earlier. And Chet Holmgren had 6 blocks last night for the Thunder. He's had 15 in the last 2 games, and I think that the comparison is apt. He's not, probably the Division I Gonzaga, the same kind of version, but here at the EPAC level, he's like the Chet Holmgren of the EPAC. So I think that he was rejecting shots left and right for Hedgesville tonight. It was really impressive.
I don't think this is the last time we'll be saying his name here for the list of awards, but let's get into tonight's moment of the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center, leading healthcare here and everywhere.
There was a moment early in this one, I believe it was to make it 7-2, that Tay Wilmer hit a three-pointer early on in this one, and I think that possession was just a really good example of the ball movement that Hedgesville had all throughout the night, to where they, passing it through the zone that St. James started in, and eventually got the ball back to their best shooter and got it outside, pump fake, step to the right, kind of like he did on the very next possession to make it 10-2. And the early three-pointer, I think, was just a good example of how Hedgesville was able to operate on offense here tonight.
We'll wrap things up for our awards with tonight's Player of the Game, brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596. Stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
I mean, it's Quincy Pitts-Noggle. 24 points. Like we said, probably in the neighborhood of 5 or 6 blocks that he had tonight. Making a three-pointer, making it, off the inbounds, mid-range shot. He's going to have that gravity that not a lot of players are going to have, because you could see it late in the game when Noah Brown made his layup that he had on the left side, where the defense, it was a 2-on-1, and the defender just basically wanted to take away the pass to Pitts-Noggle the entire way. And that's how a lot of this is going to go. They kept trying to, get the entry pass to Pitts-Noggle before it got to him. They couldn't quite get there with his frame, the long arms. He could extend out and catch it really far away from his body. He would spin around, have an open lane. He could pass it. He could get fouled. It was a problem. A guy like that, his size, in this area where you're not going to have a ton of guys that size as well, he's very valuable for the Eagles to have.
It wraps things up here from Hedgesville as the Eagles get the 66-47 win over St. James. Our next broadcast will be high school girls basketball on Thursday as Martinsburg plays host to Broadfording Christian Academy out of Hagerstown. Pre-game coverage will come around 7 o'clock with tip-off around 7:30, depending on how the JV game goes for that one. Also, for those for the Sports Mix tuning in tomorrow, we don't have a show tomorrow. We will be back for another edition of the Sports Mix at noon on Thursday. But for Nick Verzolini, who you will hear from after this commercial break, as well as John Alderton doing a great job as our cameraman, Dylan Bishop too, I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. Hedgesville 66, St. James 47. This has been West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Have a good night, everyone.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Welcome you into the post-game scoreboard show. I'm your host, Nick Verzolini, here as Hedgesville gets the win over St. James, 66-47 for the Eagles. They're now 4-1 to begin the year on this Tuesday night, December 19th. We'll give you some other scores from a whole bunch of sports, and then we'll wrap things up here again with the win, Hedgesville over St. James. College football bowl season going on. Marshall taking on UTSA tonight, and the Thundering Herd and the Roadrunners, no score in that one. Kind of an interesting matchup as both quarterbacks that were the starters for the teams not playing for the majority of the season. The starters not playing in Cam Fancher and Frank Harris. So it's Owen McCown, the son of, I believe, Josh McCown. I'm sorry. Yes, the son of Josh McCown, or Luke, but I think it was Josh. And then Cole Pennington, the son of Chad Pennington, going at it. So kind of an interesting matchup there. That game on ESPN. Again, no score. College basketball tonight, a lot going on in the top 25. Providence leading number 6 Marquette 29-24 with 4:12 to go in the first half. JMU destroyed Coppin State 87-48. Memphis beats Virginia tonight 77-54. 23 Memphis over 22 to Virginia. Unranked Troy falls to 25 Ole Miss 74-53. In the NBA tonight, we mentioned it earlier, Pelicans lead the Grizzlies 81-70 in the third quarter. Spurs and Bucks going at it at halftime. Bucks all over the Spurs 72-59. Celtics Warriors tonight on TNT at 10 p.m., as well as the Suns and the Blazers at 10 p.m. as well. So that does it here for us in the scoreboard show in the studio. Once again, your final score here tonight, Hedgesville 66, St. James 47. Eagles 4-1 this season. From the Talk Radio WRNR studios, I'm Nick Verzolini, and this is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Have a good night, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, Ollie's, The Palace Lounge, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, and the Mountaineer Grill and Pub.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.
My book, Michael T. and I wrote books, so he'll talk about his book when he gets up. I wrote this book, this children's book called Oval's Birthday, and I did all the drawings and illustrations in here. And it's a sight word book, and it's about the shape